Hey guys, it's Huff. I'm back again. This is my first video of accountability for 2015, although this will probably go up before 2015, but anyway. I spent the best part of a couple of days going through all of my makeup, working out what I had. There are a few things I didn't actually count, the things that I already have in my, I have in kind of like my using makeup section, which are mostly things from my Project Pan and my Finish 4x40. I didn't count those particular items, but I did count everything else. Keeps looking like the door's opening behind me, screaming. So after counting it all, and I wrote it all in my, because it's bigger on the inside, kind of like my makeup collection. So after counting it all, these are the numbers. I have 867 makeup items. That's nearly 3 times as many nail polishes as I have. I saw Tammy Lee do this and I thought, geez, she was thinking that she had a lot, and then I counted mine. I was like, so, in that 867, I have 424 different eyeshadows. It's just such a really big number for a number of eyeshadows. I only have 2 eyelids. So those eyeshadows are in, like, that doesn't include pigments and loose eyeshadows. That's just pressed eyeshadows. And that is in 6 singles, which I actually thought was quite interesting. I only have 6 single eyeshadows. 6 duos, 8 trios, 8 quads, 4 quins, which are like ones with 5 in them. I then have 10 palettes that have 9 to 12 shadows in them. I have 5 bigger palettes, so they have 18 to 48 shadows in them. I have one thing that I refer to as my Z palette, which is a thing that I made myself, which has something like 40, is it 30? I don't know, it has a lot in it, but it was one that I made myself. And then I have a multi-palette which has eyeshadows and blushes and lipsticks. So they add into that. So I have 424 eyeshadows, which I think is a lot of eyeshadows. I have 64 eyeliner pencils, and I'm sure if I went through them again I could tell you how many of them are just black, but I won't. I actually have quite a lot of double-ended ones and chunky ones as well, but I included all of those. I have 15 liquid eyeliners, which is funny because I'm not a huge fan of a liquid eyeliner. Go figure. I have 7 gel or kohl eyeliners. By kohl eyeliners I mean these specific ones I have which are not in a pencil form, and they are not in a liquid form. They're kind of in almost like a powder form. They're a little bit weird, but still, they're eyeliners. I have 7 of those. I have 17 eyebrow products, and only 2 of them, I think, are not actual colour, like they're like liquid, clear gel type things, or highlighters. I mean, 17! Seriously, I have 2 eyebrows. I don't know. I have 20 cream eyeshadows, like colour tattoos and stuff like that. 20 of them. I have 4 eye primers and 4 face primers, which is probably a really low number in comparison to what some people have got, but still. I have 12 concealers. I have 26 pigments or loose shadows. 26. I have 21 mascaras. That does not count the 8 that I bought that I put in my last haul, my last makeup haul, which I'll link down below. Does not include those, and it does not include the 4 that are sitting in my current makeup collection. So I have more than that. I have more than 30 mascaras. I have 7 highlighters. I have 12 bronzers, and not all of them are suitable for my complexion. So, yeah, that's a little silly. I have 27 blushes, which is ridiculous considering up until 6 months ago, I barely ever wore blush. I have 7 loose powders, 5 pressed powders, 21 foundations. I have 19 lip liners, like lip liner pencils. I have 15 lip crayons. I have 12 double-ended lip products. Some of those are lipstick on one end and lip gloss on the other, and a couple of those are lip liner on one end and lipstick on the other end, or like lip gloss on the other end. They're a little weird. I have 4 lip stains, and I have 4 lip balms. They're lip balms that I'm not currently using. I have about 5 of them currently on the go. I have 11 long-lasting lipsticks with 8 top coats. They're like those, the ones that come in 2 parts. I think CoverGirl, I think most of them are CoverGirl, and one of them's Max Factor. So I have 11 of the lip colours, but only 8 of the top coats. I don't know how that works, but anyway. I have 34 lip glosses. And I don't even really use lip gloss that much. I have 9 liquid lipsticks. I have 17 what I call potted lipsticks. They're like the kind of ones that they come in a little, rather than a stick, they're often like lip glossy type things, but they're in like a little pot. One of them's in my palette, and the other one is one that comes in a palette. But I have 17 of those, and I rarely have ever touched them. It's just terrible. This is why I need to do something. And I have 49 lipsticks, which I know there are people out there who have a lot more makeup than I do. A lot more. But for me, that's just kind of... It's very hard to... I love makeup and I love getting new stuff. But I have all this stuff that I'm paying no attention to. It just sits there, and there's always a chance that it's going to go rancid. I may actually find as I work through it that some of it's already gone rancid and I'll have to throw it out. And I have a lot of difficulty with throwing out things that I paid money for. It's actually a really difficult process for me to actually do. So that's part of the reason for doing the Pan That palette and Project Pan and Project Polish and Finish 4x40 is to use the products that I've got. And if they're not going to work in the way that they were intended to work, maybe finding another way of using them so that the money is not necessarily wasted. There's probably some stuff that I could eventually like pass on to my daughter, but on the whole I just want to use up what I've got. And part of what I'm going to do is I'm actually, as I use up products, I'm going to write down the ones that I really, really liked. And the reason I did this the way that I actually did this was so that, you know, as I use one up, I can like cross it off the list and I can actually see where I'm at. And then at the end, because this is like going to be an ongoing project, so at the end of next year I can go back through and redo my inventory and see where I'm actually up to. I mean, there are some things that I didn't actually count, like I have a buttload of samples and stuff which I'm trying to use up anyway. I tend to put them into rotation until they're used up because they're only small. But I want to... I'm on a no-buy as well, so unless it's something that's an essential, that like moisturiser, that kind of thing, if I run out of that, if I don't have any in my samples or anything, then I can go buy that. I do get subscription boxes, so there will still be stuff coming in to my collection, but I'm hoping the amount that's coming in ends up being a lot less than what is being used. Hopefully there will be a lot more of my empties type videos as I actually use stuff up. So next year, hopefully, my inventory won't make me feel quite so almost sick to my stomach at the excess that it has actually managed to get to. And it's not like this has taken a long time for it to get to this point. We're talking like a year. I've gone from having quite a small makeup collection that like fit in 2 drawers to having a makeup collection that now takes up about 8 or more drawers, which I think is pretty incredible for a year, really, because I started my YouTube channel around about just before Christmas of 2013, so it's only been just over a year. Yeah, so that's my makeup inventory. I know there are people who've got a lot more, but for me that is more than I'm ever really probably going to need. So I want to make a concerted effort to actually use that up, and part of that is actually using makeup, like actually wearing makeup, because makeup makes you feel better about yourself, at least visually. So 2015 is going to be a really, really interesting year for me with doing all of these different projects, and I'm still on my weight loss journey with the Elko Health team. I'll leave a link down to my video for that and to Ellie's original video on that. And yeah, so I wonder if that was interesting to anybody but me. But there you are. It's about keeping me honest. It'll be out there for the world to see. So anyway, I would love it if you would subscribe and join me on the journey. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. If you want to join me on my journey this year in 2015, you're more than welcome to. Leave me a comment below, and I will see you in my next video. See ya.